Hi, welcome to this part of my review featuring the Dragonbane core set. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review, featuring this role-playing game of Mirth and Mayhem, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to start with character creation. Creating your character is very easy. You follow 13 steps. 2 of those steps are optional. First, you choose or roll your kin. A kin is similar to a species or a race in other tabletop role-playing games. Then you note your innate ability. Then you choose or roll your profession, your age, your name. You roll your attributes. You calculate your derived ratings. You choose your trained skills. You note your heroic ability. You choose or roll your weakness, your gear, your memento, and your appearance. Weakness and memento are optional steps. When it comes to the kin, you have 6 of them. You have humans, halflings, dwarfs, elves, mallards, and wolfkin. Now when it comes to humans, they are pretty basic. They are versatile, the youngest of the kin, and it's easy enough to find a human that is a knight or perhaps a scholar. In the case of halflings, they are quite friendly. They are not so much on the adventurous side, but there are exceptions. Dwarfs are quite proud, stubborn, and hold grudges. Elves are quite philosophical and introspective. Mallards are a mystery. Their origins are either related to a magical experiment or perhaps an island that was swallowed by the sea. In the case of the Wolfkin, they are quite feral, but at the same time, they like to ponder about the mysteries of the universe. Each kin subsection comes with its own list of names. You can randomly determine these names for your characters or pick the name that you like the most. Each kin also has a special ability. In the case of humans, you have adaptive. You can basically replace a skill with another skill. Perhaps you're going to do some sort of physical act or task, and you can use some more intellectual skill to justify that you use perhaps the laws of physics to apply leverage to succeed at such tasks. In the case of halflings, they are very good at dodging. In the case of dwarves, they are unforgiving. They are very good at attacking to get even with a particular enemy. In the case of elves, they regain more willpower points or hit points as needed when they rest. The Mallard has 2 abilities because one is pretty basic. You are pretty good at swimming, but you are also ill-tempered. So you are really good in a fight, but you get angry. This is a condition that could harm you in a few ways. For example, when it comes to intelligence checks. In the case of the Wolfkin, they have hunting instincts. They are all about catching their prey, tracking them, and attacking them. Most of these kin abilities require the expenditure of willpower points. You also have a list of professions. You can randomly determine this, of course, or you can pick the one that you like the most for your character concept. They are pretty self-explanatory. You have the artisan, the bard, the fighter, the hunter, the knight, the mage, the mariner, the merchant, the scholar, and the thief. Each one comes with a list of gear that can be randomly determined. That usually includes items such as weapons, utility gear such as rope, torches, flint and tinder, rations, and so forth. You also have a list of nicknames for each of the different professions. For example, in the case of the artisan, you have things such as stone hammer or iron master. In the case of the bard, you have nicknames such as tail spinner or silver voice. You also have a key attribute indicating which attribute is most important for that particular profession. There's also a list of skills related to the profession that you chose or ended up with, such as axes, bows, brawling in the case of the fighter, or awareness, bartering, sleight of hand in the case of the merchant. You also have key abilities for such professions. For example, in the case of the knight, you have the heroic ability of guardian. It's all about protecting others. In the case of the mage, of course, you have magic. Different disciplines of magic depending on you being an animist, an elementalist, a mentalist, and so forth. Thank you for watching this part of the review. In the next part, we are going to talk about more details concerning character creation, the finishing touches. I really love the species in this tabletop RPG. The professions as well. I think the entire character creation process is so fun, so great, but also there is a certain depth to it. Dragonbane is a very simple system, so these subsystems of generating these kin and professions randomly is going to be quite fun, even if you decide to pick your own kin and profession. I am especially fond of the Mallard and the Wolfkin because they are so different from other tabletop RPG species or races or kin. In the case of professions, I think I like them all. Perhaps the mage, because there is a random result where you end up starting with no weapon, so I think it's going to be very fun to improvise your weapons. If you don't want to use your spells all the time, then you have to look for something to strike your opponent with. Thank you for watching this part of the review, and thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. And remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. Once again, thank you, and see you later.